Hello friends, on today's Saint story I will be talking about the life of our patron Saint Philomena. Philomena's life story is not well documented. The information that has been passed down through the ages has come from word of mouth. The story of Philomena was made clear by Cinda Maria Luisa's statement. She confirmed that the saint herself gave her the revelation to tell the account of her, Philomena's, life. Philomena, the virtuous sister said, whose name means daughter of light, she lived in the 4th century on the island of Corfu. Philomena was a Greek princess, the daughter of a Greek king who became a Christian along with his wife and family. At the age of 13, Philomena made a pledge to be a virgin forever and dedicated herself to God. Philomena's parents were summoned to Rome when she was about 13 years old, since the Emperor Diocletian intended to start a war on the island. The Diocletian requested Philomena's hand in marriage as a kind of peace treaty after noticing her beauty and being pleased by her manners. Philomena declined the marriage proposal since she had sworn her virginity to God, but her parents accepted the marriage offer. The Diocletian wanted to earn Philomena's favor, and her parents brought her before him to force her to marry the emperor. Yet she continued to decline his hand in marriage. Consequently, Diocletian imprisoned her and gave the order to have her killed. She saw the Virgin Mary in a vision while she was incarcerated. She was warned about her fate, but was also promised safety and celestial glory when she was being tortured. Philomena was apparently flogged, tied to a post, and allowed to die in her cell after spending almost 40 days, about 1.5 months, behind bars. But then heavenly angels showed up and used a miracle ointment to cure her wounds. With an anchor fastened around her neck, the emperor then ordered her to drown. Angels brought her back to dry land without causing any damage, proving that their effort to kill her was equally futile. Archers later gave the order to kill her. However, the arrow struck the bowmen again as she was being shot, killing them instead. On August 10, 304, Philomena, who had been charged with witchcraft, was finally beheaded and passed away in Rome, Italy. The story goes that the beheading occurred on a Friday at 3 in the afternoon, as with the death of Jesus. Now, everything about St. Philomena was forgotten after her burial not until May 25, 1802, when excavators in the ancient Catacomb of St. Priscilla in Rome came upon a well-preserved shelf tomb sealed with terracotta slabs in the manner usually reserved for great martyrs. An inscribed loculus, a space hollowed out of the rock, was found, and on the following day it was carefully examined and opened. When the bones of a young girl of 13 were discovered in a vial containing a liquid believed to be the blood of the saint, God did it. He suddenly brought the attention of mankind to this little maiden martyr who now works miracles in her name. On her grave was an inscription that read Pax Tecum Philomena, which translates to Peace be with you, Philomena. The emblems of a lily and palm signifying virginity and martyrdom, an anchor, a scourge, and 3 arrows pointing in opposite directions, one with a curved line representing fire, were also carved on the tomb. When combined with the inscription, these symbols were believed to represent Philomena's life and the various torments she went through as a witness to her love and faith in Jesus Christ. Once the saint's remains were dug out, they remained in Rome until 1805. During that period, Don Francesco di Lucia traveled to the Eternal City from Mugnano, a tiny village close to Naples. He yearned to have a private chapel adorned with the relics of some murdered saint. Don Francesco di Lucia was granted access to the Treasury of Relics, a spacious hall containing the conserved remains of numerous saints, because of the Bishop of Potenza, with whom he had traveled to Rome, endorsing his request. He stopped in front of St. Philomena's relics and immediately pleaded for them, experiencing an inexplicable spiritual joy. The relics were eventually given to him, but not without some resistance, because it was not customary to bestow such treasures on a lowly priest. He was initially offered the other saint's body through a friend's negotiations, which he reluctantly accepted. Meanwhile, Don Francesco started to get quite sick. He was instantaneously cured after praying to Saint Philomena. In that city, the travelers stayed at the home of a close friend. There, a specially crafted figure of the saint held the relics, which were then placed within a wooden casket. Many miracles occurred shortly after. The mistress of the home, Lady Angela Rose, battled an incurable illness for a whole 12 years. She prayed to the saint for help, and she was healed right away. Amazing healings were also received by others. The saint's relics were moved to Don Francesco's house in Mugnano, a hill town close to Naples, on August 10, 1805. This move was accompanied by ongoing marvels of all kinds. In response to the residents' prayers, a copious downpour the day before their arrival revitalized Mugnano's fields and meadows following an extended period of drought. A lawyer named Lord Michael Ulpicella, who had been confined to his room for 6 weeks, had himself been taken to the relics and came home fully well. An operation was necessary for a lady of status who had a malignant ulcer on her hand. Someone brought her a relic belonging to the saint. She applied it to the wound in the evening. The morning after, when the surgeon arrived to operate, he found to his surprise that the wound had disappeared. Saint Philomena's shrine in Mugnano became the scene of the most marvelous prodigies, one of which was the cure of Pauline Marie Jaricot. Known as the Great Miracle of Mugnano, this cure, after a long and mature deliberation, led to formal approval of the cult of Saint Philomena by Pope Gregory XVI, who declared it a first-class miracle. The Pope, in his decree, called the saint the thaumaturga, or wonder-worker of the 19th century. This title, as thousands attest, she deserves no less in our day, for her miracles are as numerous and as brilliant as ever. Saint Philomena's feast day is August 11th. She is the patron saint of children, youth, babies, infants, lost causes, sterility and virgins.